All right, with that, let's get you an update from United States of America. The 6th January Capitol Hill riots continue to cast a big shadow on American politics. Remember, when Donald Trump returned to power in 2025, one of the first decisions that he took was to issue pardon for over 1,500 defendants who were charged in the riots case. And now, U.S. Justice Department has asked a federal appeals court to drop seditious conspiracy convictions of leaders related to the conservative organizations like Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. These individuals have been sentenced to prison for orchestrating violent plots to stop the peaceful transfer of power after Donald Trump's election defeat back in 2020. Now, it's important to note that Donald Trump never accepted his defeat in the 2020 U.S. presidential elections. Until this date, he maintains that the 2020 elections were stolen. Now, the request by the Justice Department will erase all the convictions for extremist group leaders, including Oath Keepers founder Stewart Rhodes, who did not receive pardons last January. In court filings, prosecutors asked the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit to vacate the convictions so that the government can permanently dismiss the indictments. And my colleague Susan Tehrani is joining us live from United States. Susan, get us more on this latest development. This has been a point of contention within the Trump administration and the Democrats particularly. But what's the latest that you're hearing as far as this request for the Justice Department is concerned?
Right. So if you remember, when President Trump took office for a second time, the first thing that he did was to pardon most of those January 6th demonstrators. And while he did put a commute on these leaders, the Oath leaders and the Proud Boys leaders, and generally these 12 individuals, their convictions remain of seditious conspiracy, which means the desire to overthrow the government or law by force. Now, what the Justice Department wants to do with the help of Jeanine Pirro, who is Attorney General of the D.C. court, is to remove this conviction altogether, so it goes beyond a commute. And they believe that the courts will agree with them, and so these convictions for these individuals will completely be erased, like those other defendants that President Trump pardoned in the beginning of his administration for the second time.
All right, Susan, thanks very much for joining us with all of that update.